They telling me we got more Kendrick hate from Lupe, but stay tuned because in this video, we got the clip where Lupe explains where all the hate comes from, and Dot already responded. Let's get it.
This
I'm
is
telling you, my supporters, if I went out the window and I said I rap better than Kendrick, they gonna be talking about, oh, he's just talking crazy anyways. I can say that and not have to cater to my supporters. They know me. They know me,
no.
like literally know me.
You got to qualify. You got to qualify. You got to
They know
characterize. You're
me.
gonna say you're gonna have to say I'm talking about just purely battle rapping. I'm not talking about albums. I'm not talking about making songs. I'm not
Yes.
talking about being an artist. All things that I've said all these years. He's a better artist than me. He makes better albums. He has a better team. He has
Technical-
better beat
you
selection.
said
He has
technical.
better production, right? He has all of these better things, right? When it comes down to lyricism, when it comes down to these lyrics and putting these bars for bar for bar for bar, no. Everything else, for sure. 100%.
We're not gonna make it about Kendrick, right?
More personal, better narratives, more feeling, more personal. I don't want to share my feelings. I don't want to share my feelings.
Okay, so here, let me stop you right here before I let you keep going. The thing that's a little elusive about that, like I said, it's not even hate for Lupe to say he's a better rapper than Kendrick Lamar. I believe every rapper should believe that, right? Every rapper has the right to believe that, right? The hate to me comes from when you put it all together with all the stuff that Lupe said over the years were not just like opinions, but contradictory opinions, right? And in this video later on, we kind of get where it all started. But he said things where he's contradicted himself and it looks crazy. And the hate to me comes from when he says he knows 100 people better, right? And it's not even necessarily just that. It's that with the context of everything he's been saying about Kendrick. And then when he said Rosenberg Raw, me knowing battle rap, and we got the clip of Rosenberg responding to that too, so stay tuned to that. Me knowing battle rap, new bro, that's some hate stuff. But when you say that he can basically do all these things better, some people are going to say that that means lyricism. But I get what Lupe's talking about, bar for bar, punchline metaphors, similes, metaphors, all this stuff. I would like to have this conversation with Lupe too, because I feel like everybody who's having this conversation with Lupe aren't really Lupe fans, and they're just trolling him. And I feel like, brother, like, hold on, listen.
With niggas like you?
That's
like, why the fuck would I share my personal stories
shared,
with niggas who gonna talk crazy about you? I don't do that.
You shared it already.
You shared a
personal feeling about it.
And this is why this all comes off like hate. It's the context of everything that you've been doing and how many times this conversation comes up with you.
But these are things that I've said for years.
You already shared a personal feeling about me, about your story.
Yeah, I did, because I wanted to connect with you. But it's your story. It's just your story. It's like we make sacrifices.
And Koala just pointing out your contradictions. I don't want to share my feelings with people like you, Koala. But you just share the feel. But you sharing your feelings. Like, yeah, because I want to connect.
Prices to do what we do when
so
we
you
make
don't
decisions.
Want to share,
I asked you what happened to your career.
So you don't want to share, but you share with me. You say you don't.
These are stories that are, but these are stories that have already been told. The Eminem story is personal, but.
Okay, we're going to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that thumbs up button because, you know, that YouTube algorithm bugging right now. It's really burying the bigger channels because we don't have that hype feature. That hype feature is going crazy. If you've noticed, you've probably gotten a lot more smaller channels suggested to you, which is not bad. Shout out to them. But the only way that we could compete is with that like button. And thank you to everybody who hits that like button. Want to ask, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that bell button because they're more important now than ever, especially that like and that bell so you get notified when I drop. Okay, so that's Lupe Fiasco explaining more why he thinks he's better. But in this one, it feels a little weird because I feel like it gives more reasons to why Kendrick is better with all these stuff. Now, if you don't know, there's a few, when I tell you Kendrick Lamar responded to this, I don't mean he responded to this today. There's a few clips from back in the day with Kendrick speaking.
The most lyrical MC since Eminem? Eminem is a monster. You put me up against that white boy. But I ain't backing down, though.
That's how... To the J. Cole's in the back, that's how you handle that. You can give props, bro. That nigga's a monster. Eminem one of the nicest. You see me do it all the time. Ain't a rapper that I don't cover that I don't feel like I can get on any given Sunday. You feel me? So, but he goes, man, Eminem, don't put me against that, but I'm not scared. Yeah, that's all we ask. That's it. That's it. If you want me to have confidence in you, you have confidence in you, nigga.
But I ain't backing down, though.
That's why we love
Eminem's the best.
Monster.
Eminem holds the throne for playing on words the best all time. The
Mm.
best on playing on words.
Mm-hmm. See how you give props, but you still maintain your, you don't have to say no crazy shit. You could admit that he's the greatest and da-da-da, but that don't mean I'm afraid of him. Come on, hop in that ring, nigga. Any given Sunday.
All time. Of all time. Who want to argue? We still got Lupe. We talking about Eminem here. Eminem plays on words the best of all time. Punch, yeah, Punch. Tell me everything I'm supposed to be saying, Punch. Cause Punch got the shit down to the signs. I'm gonna let y'all see. I'm gonna be the puppet for Punch right now. Pause. Best timing, best play on words.
Lupe got brought up.
Big L. Lupe fell off. I am still Punch says Lupe fell off. Y'all agree?
It's about Lupe. Okay, Lupe. Maybe your anger is valid, but you really want to go Punch. Maybe that's.
They killing you, Punch. They say you crazy.
They killing you.
Well, Punch.
No real talk. You saw what?
Punch say Lupe Fiasco doing too many fairy tale raps. It ain't organic and realistic anymore.
He like frowning at me like, damn, you fucked up, man. Crazy.
You know why that's very. First of all, I keep saying that Kendrick is a time traveler. I feel like everything that's happening to Kendrick and will happen in the future, he's already addressed in a way, and it comes back like the Zapruder films. Like, wait, I didn't see that angle over there. Look at the grassy knoll. Zoom in on the grassy knoll. So the reason why this is really ether is because Lupe Fiasco is saying the same thing Kendrick's saying. Because when Lupe Fiasco says Punch says that he's doing too much fairy tale raps, it's not real. It's like it's not attaching to people. When Lupe says I don't get, and he's telling Koala, I don't really share my emotions. I don't. That's what the conversation was about, like kind of just fairy tale existential things. But it's not fairy tale because Lupe Fiasco raps about real things that are going on in the world. He's just maybe not as personal with himself, but I think he does. But I get what he's saying. Not as much as bring you in. So when Punch says he's doing too many fairy tale raps and it's not real, then Lupe admits that he pulls back because he doesn't want to share certain things with people. You guys are both kind of saying the same thing. You're both coming to the same conclusion. One of them is coming at a slight more negative thing, and Lupe's coming at a slight more positive. But you're ending up at the same place where you're not connecting with people on a real level. Lupe saying he chooses to, and Lupe to me is a lyrical genius. So if he says he chooses to, he chooses to. Lupe Fiasco has songs that will make you cry. I don't care. We're not going to use this as a moment just to shit. Lupe be wildin' with his takes sometimes. And the reason why I believe he's wildin', not because he thinks he's better than Kendrick, not because of where, it's because, brother, you have said stuff that contradicts the stuff you're saying now. And let's get to the why the evil village, exactly where it all started. Lupe, ladies and gentlemen, we actually got Lupe Fiasco explaining the origin, his supervillain origin story.
13 years later, there's 100 niggas better than a nigga. Can you see how
what happened in between that?
What happened in between that?
Control.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right or wrong? Stop me when I'm wilding.
Cool.
Right? You won't appreciate it because you're not a rapper. Right?
The point is, like, you have comments on the internet that misrepresent your position.
I know.
That's really the truth of the matter.
It's crazy, bro. When that dropped, and maybe y'all don't know this, because you didn't even see that video. When that dropped,
I remember I was outside.
Every nigga that wasn't Kendrick was terrible.
I was outside.
The fan base, every fan base, everywhere, like niggas is garbage. Did you see that, my man in the white tee?
Yeah, I did.
Every nigga was trash.
I dropped the Response remix right when it dropped. I was outside. I remember. I remember.
Fans going crazy, and you didn't even. That's how you knew the song came out. It's like, yeah, I told you, nigga, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. And y'all know how Kendrick fans get. They go crazy.
That boy got scarred.
Outlandish.
Super wild, super reckless, and like I always
to tell Lupe he's trash is outlandish. There's certain you can say that he'll never touch Kendrick. You could say that, and all of that. If you tell me Lupe Fiasco is lyrically trash, I gotta just take your opinion with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? And I know that you're just being performative. You can say Lupe Fiasco is one of the greatest writers, and this nigga got the most head ass takes. You can say that. You can say Lupe Fiasco is one of the most prolific lyricists that hip hop has ever seen. But this nigga is smoking black tar. Nigga smoking it. He ain't even shooting it for the shit he be saying.
It said it's in my control response. I'm not talking to him. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your fans.
Well, that's a bold-faced lie. I'll prove it too. Hold on.
To just show you.
Now we're getting somewhere.
To show you, niggas is still nice.
Okay, so now he's basically saying this all started because the control verse. Now I'm gonna tell you something. That control verse was the evil villain origin story for a lot of people. That was the snap of hip hop. People don't realize that hip hop was never the same after that control verse. Wow. Now, I'm glad that Lupe's being real and even being vulnerable to a point and saying basically I got salty after control. But what you're saying is you're basically hating on Lupe because of his worst fan. I mean, Kendrick because of his worst fans. So you attacking Kendrick because of his fans, and Kendrick doing the most hip hop thing. Now, here's where we gotta just call a spade a spade. Now, I already watched that clip. I knew what they were gonna say, so I had this up ready. Now, remember, Lupe Fiasco said that he was talking to Kendrick's fans and not Kendrick on that. Now, you gotta understand, like I said, I'm a huge Lupe fan. I remember when this dropped. So I had to pull up the lyrics and I said, wait a minute, nigga. So you were not addressing Kendrick, you're addressing his fans. But let's read some of these lyrics. He's so crazy, look at that little baby. Nigga, you ain't Nas. Nigga, you ain't Jay-Z. You will respect me. You will reject me. But I've done so much, no matter how far you go, you will reflect me. That's fire. So hold on, and that's just all them use. That's not Kendrick. You're directly talking to him. And there's more. There's a lot more, but I just had to pick out the exact ones where you're specifically saying you. That's why I go, sometimes I feel like we all do this, where we talk so much on the internet, like we forget sometimes the things we say. But I feel like when it tends to happen the most is when we're not being real with ourselves. So when he now is telling us that, no, that response was more because his fans triggered me. I wasn't really going at him. No, you were going at him specifically, nigga. You were going at him. So last thing I want to cover is, y'all remember when he pulled Lupe Fiasco, they asked him 100 rappers better, and the first person who said was Rosenberg Raw. If you know battle rap, you know that wasn't a compliment. And I kind of said it in my video. Go check it out when I covered this the first time with Lupe Drops Nuclear Hate. If you know, now, like I said, the worst battle rapper lyrically is probably nicer than some of the best, highest selling mainstream artists, right? To point out Rosenberg specifically as the first name with some hate, that was not to compliment Rosenberg. Because Rosenberg's style is not like that. The fact you didn't say Loaded Lux, the fact you didn't say Murder Mook, the fact you didn't say B. Dot, the fact you didn't say Tay-Rock, we can keep going. There's so many people that you could, the fact you said Rosenberg Raw first was to hate on Rosenberg and to hate on Kendrick at the same time, and Frozy clocked it. Shout out to Rosenberg. This is his response.
I'm telling you, bro, like, Lupe don't like me. I just want to start there. So before I tell you what happened, if you saw it, I want to let you know I didn't take that as a compliment at all. Yeah. I felt like the nigga knew what he was doing.
By the way, anybody asking, did that white boy just say nigga? He's mixed. He's just one of those super light-skinned, red-bearded mixed niggas. You know what I mean?
I felt like he knew what he was.
His daddy black, so
was doing.
He just as black as J. Cole and Drake. So.
I mean, what the fuck,
and Bob
Lupe?
Marley. He a black man.
Come on, cuz. Like, all right, respectfully, thank you for the gesture and the compliment, I guess. You were sitting here arguing about rappers being better than Kendrick Lamar.
Froze clocked it right away.
With that name? Because if so, cool. But if we talking about Dot, and you are trying to make a case that there are rappers who might not be as famous as him or in different fields in the underground world, if you will, that are hotter than Doc. Why the fuck did you start with me? You said 50 niggas?
Because you got to understand, Rose isn't just like if you know battle rap, it's the most like. I'm trying to think of like a metaphor, like a sport. If you don't know battle rap, why him saying Rosenberg was so even confusing to Rosenberg? That would be like if you say, man, the greatest 3-point shooters. There's a lot of 3-point shooters who there's a lot of people in the NBA who people were saying aren't great 3-point shooters. There's a lot of people who, actually a better way would be like, you're talking to somebody on the street and saying that there's a lot of great 3-point shooters or better 3-point shooters in the NBA than the street. And your example was Shaq, right? Not saying that Shaq isn't one of the greatest NBA players I've ever seen. Just that one element was not the element that he's known for. So it's like, huh? Rosenberg is not that lyrical. That's his whole thing, is I'm not that. I get to the punch the shortest way. You feel me? Facts. Turn ice to slushy. You see what they do for views. Like,
you couldn't name me at like 32
Facts.
or 29, like at a number where when you said it, niggas could have just rolled over it like, cool, yeah, all right. He said Rosenberg, he said Lux, he said
Frozen.
Why did you start with me?
Man, hit that like button, man.
Like, what the fuck is that about?
He's so confused.
In confidence too.
It's so crazy that he picked him. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like button, that thumbs up button. We're going to keep covering this. I swear to God, I want to see the Lupe Kendrick battle. That's the one I want to see. That's the one I want to see. Lupe, I'm going to give you your flowers. Like I said, you're one of the best lyricists, period. But you are hating on Kendrick. If you you've contradicted yourself so many times that I could tell now your takes are more emotion-based than fact-based or even logic-based. Even if you're bringing a system of logic, because you always have something that debunks that system and something else you say. You can't be teaching Kendrick Lamar songs in your class and breaking them down for the lyrical integrity and then telling me there's 100 people better than him. Why are you not teaching those 100 people that aren't signed in the thing? You dig what I'm saying? Because don't tell me, oh, I got to cover Kendrick in the curriculum because he's more poppin'. Nigga, you're in school. Who the fuck? Are you selling Kendrick albums or are you teaching a lesson?